The overlay's already started there. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to 5 Midfield, the special section by Two Up Top Football, the guys here. Now, we like to talk everything about football because that's what we love. And this week we are doing the 5 worst kits, our top 5 worst kits in the history of the Premier League. It's myself, Gav Mack. You've got Alex Osborne in the middle, and here you've got Adam the Greek Harrell on the far right. Did I put that kit in there? No, I didn't put that kit in there. You are officially safe. All our social media links will be showing up on the bottom of your screen, so make sure you like, share and subscribe to all of these. There's your Facebook, there's your Twitter, there's your Instagram, and there is your YouTube. So it's at Two at Top Football for all links. And I tell you what, 5 worst kits in the history of the Premier League. I'm gonna go first.
Lead us off then, bro. Lead us off.
Number 5. I can't wait till we get a point where it goes, number 5. Coventry City. Coventry City 1992-93 home shirt. I've gone with that. That is not the greatest shirt in the history of mankind. Oh. It's blue with white bits on it. It's pretty damn shocking.
It is horrible. It is horrible.
And I love the fact that it's getting modelled by Roy Wegerle, because Roy Wegerle is just.
I mean, that picture you've got for him. Look at that haircut. That haircut going with that kit. That is so early 90s.
It's literally like flipping back to a couple of weeks ago when we did like the world's terrible Barnets in the Premier League history. That's pretty bad. Number 4. I'm sorry, Harrell. Leeds United. 92-93 away.
I personally would have picked the Middlesbrough one of the same design that same season, but, you know, that's fine. Blue and yellow is not everyone's cup of tea, as you'll find out on my part.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to waiting for yours. Number 3, there's no denying that it could have gone anywhere on this list. And I'm surprised that it's not top 5 or all 5 in each one. And that is Chelsea in the 94-96 era. What?
Do you know what? I think I might have forgotten. I think I might have forgotten about this kit. Is this the one that's got like random patches of colour all over?
Yeah, grey all over it with the orange.
And orange, yeah.
Oh God, it makes me want to throw up.
I think. I tell you what, that picture you've got up there of them. Name those players. I mean.
Oh, that's a different story for it. That's a different day for a different time. That is.
I'm drawing a blank there.
Number 2. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is what every chav designed their tribal tattoos on. And it's the Blackburn 96-97 away. And it's being modelled there by very handsome Edward Colin Hendry. It's... I remember the thing about this kit for me is like when you're playing, you know, like when you used to play World Cup 98 or FIFA 98 Road to World Cup, you'd be able to design your kits and that sort of stuff. There was always this option to put the sort of tribal-y weird thing on it. And back in the day, I used to like it, but then that's back in the day. And now is not the time anymore. And number 1, I don't know if anyone else has got a goalkeeper in it, but I've had to go with a goalkeeper kit. And it's Liverpool's goalkeeper kit, where is it tiger print? Is it leopard print? Is it what? What's it meant to be? And it's got these weird sort of like hash marks down the side of it. It's truly hideous, and there's no other reason why it wouldn't be number 1 in my opinion. So that's what I've gone for. They're my top 5. Pretty shabby. You know, and also before I'll move on to yours, Alex, next. It's so weird and hard trying to find out the difference between strong retro and truly hideous. And I just feel that one, well, those 5 are not retro. They are uber bad.
I completely agree, and it's funny that you mention the distinguishing the line between strong retro and truly hideous, because for number 5 for me, they tried clearly to mimic the Arsenal bruised banana kit here, but Norwich
Which is a legendary kit, by the way.
What's that?
Which is a legendary kit, by the way.
It's a legendary kit. It's beautiful, but this Norwich City home kit from the 1992 season, my number 5 choice, has just gone the other side of that. And Martin tried to convince me earlier that he actually liked this kit, and he's like, "There's no difference between that and the bruised banana, but there is plenty of differences." It's almost
what are you saying
like
about that?
Bruised Banana was, the first away kit in the Premier League era for Arsenal. Apart from the fact that it is a snazzy kit, that's the difference between a garish design, like the Chelsea one, which I think we have, the orange one, I think we have in common on my list. That is some manufacturers have been guilty of different things over the years, and and it's not about being safer than Adidas or a Nike, but I think other manufacturers, in a bid to stand out, tried a lot of different things, particularly with goalkeeper kits. I left goalkeeper kits out of mine. I feel like you could do a whole separate thing, because I think there was a competition hidden away there where who could design the worst kit. I think David Seaman's been pictured in a few for England particularly. But then, people, like, they love them. They've almost got a cult following, some of these kits, which is great.
For me, I've got to say that the Norwich kit of the 92-93 era, they're called the Canaries, but it looks like the bottom sheet of a canary's cage after they've had, a bit too much to eat. Number 4, who's number 4 on your list, Alex?
So number 4, it is a kit that actually was blamed for a loss by Sir Alex Ferguson. It's the Manchester United away kit in 1995, the grey, the two-tone grey. Now, as an actual design, it's not so bad, but the fact is it's two-tone grey. I mean, how boring, how horrible do you want to get? I mean, no personality whatsoever.
I'm surprised it's so low down on your list.
Yeah, well, it's because the 3 I've got above it, I just couldn't stand. They're even worse. They made me want to vom more. But this Manchester United kit just didn't. I think it was that bad. They actually changed halfway through a game, didn't they?
They changed at half time. They were 3-0 down at the Dell.
Exactly, yeah. And
didn't do any good, did it?
They was around the time when Southampton seemed to have a bit of a record over United. They seemed to beat them every time they went down to the Dell there. But that was my number 3 choice, number 4 choice, I should say.
Which was an odd one anyway. So, like, why? I mean, back then third kits were relatively rare, given the fact that teams used to reuse kits season after season. I think their away kit that year was a black and yellow number, and that wasn't
no. That season was the blue and white stripe. The season before was the black with the sharp view.
Well, they had the green, and United had the green and yellow there down the middle with the bases.
Yeah, that was 94. 95.
I like that one actually. I actually quite like that one.
I like it. When I was doing some research earlier on, people were going, "Oh, it's one of the worst kits ever." I'm like, "No, mate, that is classic retro." Number 3. Who's your number 3?
Number 3. A couple of years later, this came, but just as hideous, and also an away kit, was Newcastle in 1997.
What were they thinking?
I don't know.
What are they thinking?
First of all, this is not traditional Newcastle colours. Okay, so obviously traditional Newcastle colours are black and white for the home, and usually it's kind of like I don't know what usually they have. It's like a blue, I believe, isn't it? A blue for their away kit.
Yeah, they had a blue for a bit, didn't they?
But this was, I don't know what the hell colour that is, but the orange and green stripes down the one side with the Newcastle brown really big logo right there in the middle of the chest,
that's the
and then a massive badge. Okay, I quite like the massive badge, but again, it's almost as if somebody. Remember, Greek will attest to this. When Leeds did that whole, we're going to change our badge, and this is what we've got. We publicised it to the whole fans, and the whole fans rejected it massively. But it was almost as if Newcastle had gone, right, let's get a clip art, and they've gone, that'll go there, and then that will go there.
And it would have been clip art back in the day as well.
There's no symmetry to this whatsoever. It's it offends my eyes. It offends my eyes.
Well, if that offends your eyes, what's your number 2?
This one offends my eyes even more. Is the Liverpool third kit in 2013? Now,
Jesus.
it's
almost one.
It is hot.
Jesus.
Look, it's an arrow with 2 separate colours and then a completely different colour below, and it's just no sense, no rhyme to it. There's no symmetry to it. It's a bit too much going on. It's I can't even, words fail me on this one.
If words fail with you on this, then number 1.
Number one. So, number 1, Coventry City away, 1992. Whoever was doing Coventry's kits early 90s needed firing. I hope they did get fired, and I don't usually advocate this, but it's almost as if they've gone, Magic Eye, let's put it on our kits. That'll hypnotise our opponents. Just, oh my God, it is horrible. I mean, look at that. Just look at that kit. I thought the home kit was bad enough, and then you see the away, the red. What red? You wear sky blue at home, and then you wear red. It's red, but then you've got like weird sort of white patterns, and some are coloured in, some are not, and then then it continues down on the shorts as well, down one side, and you're like, oh, please, burn it with fire.
Get me a bucket. Oh my Lord. Oi, Harrow.
Hello.
Number 5.
Number 5 for me was the Chelsea away kit for 1996 to 97.
No. Hands up. No.
I won't hear it, Gav.
No.
I won't hear it.
No.
So let me explain my reason.
What's wrong with?
Let me explain my reasoning for this. So first and foremost, I'm not a huge fan of sponsorship badge in the middle. It does work sometimes, but not when there's 4 different shades of 2 colours in there. So, for example, the 2 separate striping colours of yellow that are down the middle, that then fade into a sky blue, that then fade in. Well, on the arms and on the sleeve is.
There's so much going on in this kit.
Royal blue. It's just grim.
It takes me back to my childhood, and therefore, that is what it's all about.
That's not what it's about. Again,
it's not what it's about. I agree with Greek on this one. The size of the badge is horrific.
Yeah, this was when they simplified their badge on the badge.
They zoomed out too much on the badge. I'll give you that much. But the colour scheme it's so beautifully classic 90s, and real Chelsea fans. Oh, hold on a minute. Chelsea weren't a thing before 2005, were they?
Apparently not.
Okay, I'll let you off then. Okay, that's fine. Number 4.
So number 4, I've wrestled with this one because there are some really bad kits, and this one's for a couple of different reasons. So this is the Hooped Norwich third kit from 2015-16. So there's a couple of reasons that I don't like this. So again, 2 different shades of yellow in there, completely random, all hooped up across the body. There's nothing too offensive about the actual overall design of the shirt. It's got a nice round collar. They've got black trim, obviously, as you can see. The Aviva logo is what gets me. It's just huge. And it just puts off.
It's unnecessarily large.
It is unnecessary. I'm not one of these avid believers that if the sponsor. I get that because this brings you back to obviously the Newcastle Brown Ale thing where they put the sponsor up here. It was odd that a sponsor allowed a team to do that. I think the fact that sponsors now say, "Well, we want our sponsor, we want our name to be this big in the middle of the kit," and obviously, I think Paddy Power took the mick out of it with a fake Huddersfield shirt a couple of seasons ago. And sponsorships now, like obviously we've now got sleeve sponsors and stuff, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see some worse kits in years to come. I was wrestling with this between 5th and 4th for me, but it just doesn't please the eye. When you see it all in all with the rest of the kit and being played in as well, it just wasn't a good kit, and I'm sure a lot of Norwich fans don't feel that fond about it either.
Yeah, number 3.
So number 3, this isn't personal because of the Yorkshire thing, So Huddersfield Town with a horrendous. So 2017-18 with a horrendous third kit effort. It's hard to explain what's happening here. It's very difficult. I
can tell you exactly what it looks like.
I don't even know.
You know when you're doing an edit and you've got the audio and you see all the lines. You're trying to master your copy and stuff. It looks like they've put that in twice, and you're about to merge it into something.
It just is awful. The sleeve sponsor as well. That again, like I'm not a big fan of sleeve sponsors, but if you're going to do it, it's got to go with the shirt. It just completely trashes everything. It's not a kit I even remember them playing in. I think it was that unpopular. A lot of clubs do a third kit, obviously, to sell as much as they can. But as a Leeds fan, for example, got to put my obligatory Leeds reference in there. Our away kit this year, grey and pink effort, is absolutely horrendous. Out of pure choice, I wouldn't buy it, apart from the fact that I'm a bit of a collector. But it's not something I would choose to wear, for example, over one of my other many classic Leeds shirts, for example, this one. So yeah, it's awful for me. One of the worst efforts I've ever seen in the Premier League.
It's not pretty. Number 2.
It's not.
So number 2. I have chosen Southampton's away kit from 1996 to 1997.
Wow.
So another blue and yellow, and it's just awful. It's just horrible. It
looks like it's giving you a headache, mate.
I just can't cope with it. I don't know how this ever got cleared to enter the playing field. So obviously the blue and yellow, and I get that that's obviously like Southampton have done blue and yellow a few times for their away kit, but they've had much better efforts than this. They've got black collar, black trim on the sleeves. So the badge has been shielded off inside a red badge, which makes it look even worse because the red just clashes with the blue and yellow. The sponsorship Sanderson isn't that offensive until you see the big dollop of toothpaste just above the word there.
I was just about to say, I remember that reminding me of being toothpaste. It looks like Aquafresh.
Is that them in Sheffield Wednesday, weren't it?
Yeah. And then obviously Pony, who made the kit, the manufacturer, just slapped there in red. And it seems like a lazy effort, and it's just not a nice kit. And again, I'm not sure Southampton will remember that one too fondly either.
No, it's not pretty. And your number 1?
Number 1, for obvious reasons, is something that you shared, Gav. It is the Chelsea away kit between 1994 and 95.
It's so hard to work out where to put this on a list.
It is the worst Premier League kit ever. It is. So again, I don't mind oversimplified badges. When Arsenal's badge, when they changed from their 90s effort to the current badge, is quite a nice change, a simplification. Chelsea's with the CFC and the Lion. One thing I will say that I hate in football clubs is where clubs change their badge colour to match a kit. I don't like it. I just don't. I don't think it's something that sits well with a lot of fans and the identity of a club. Obviously, the stripes coming over the shoulder, and then to match the stripes, the two different colours of grey that go, over the chest plate. It's horrendous, and it is the worst kit ever. So you've got 2 shades of grey, a couple of shades of you've got a shade of white in there, and you've got blue around the collar and the sleeves to match. It's just horrific. It's the worst kit I've ever seen.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite funny how there's quite a few teams who've repeated themselves, repeat offenders,
Yeah, it's like they didn't get the memo the first time, so they tried to test the water once again. Pretty shocking. Yeah. But thank you very much for your input or whatever. You've got an idea for a top 5 for us to do? Well, let us know. Send us a message. Give us a message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform you prefer to use. You are able to send us a message. So let us know what you would like to see in the top 5s going forwards in the future. It's been myself, Gav Mack, Alex Osborne and Adam Harrell. You've been watching our top 5s, our hideous top 5s. Thank you and goodbye.